Hi, my name is Martha and I am brand new to this, so please bear with me. I am living in the UK and I might just sort of keep staring just to make sure I'm actually in focus and doing all the fancy things on my camera that I'm recording on. I'm hoping the quality is amazing for you and that you enjoy what I have to say. Other people like this call it a podcast, so I guess that's what I'll call it. And I am dubbing this the Nerdy Fibre Girl. You may be able to realise why. I am mainly a huge sort of fan of Pokemon, as you can see. And that is sort of where I got the nerdy part. A lot of my spinning and my knitting and stuff isn't specifically nerdy, like the patterns and stuff are just patterns. But yeah, because I am fans of this kind of stuff, I am more likely to sort of talk about that kind of stuff. Anyway, right, I have no idea sort of the direction that this is going to go in, but I don't do too much knitting. I'm trying to get sort of more into that. I haven't really done many sort of garment stuff or anything like that. I do quite a bit of sock knitting. More recently, again, I haven't been a knitter for an exceptionally long time, so I'm sort of looking into sort of taking up new challenges and yeah, I don't know what possessed me to want to do this. I guess I just sort of want to share and be involved with all of the people doing all of the things. Yeah. Quite helpfully, I have no finished objects of like recent times. I have sort of more older stuff that I might share with you if you'd like that. I don't know. I guess I've got these right here that I can share. They are just a pair of fingerless gloves. I don't know if you can see that, but there you go. They are in hand spun yarn. Hand spun yarn that I did a while ago. It is Shetland and obviously hand dyed. I believe the person that dyed it was Bramble Patch. I can't remember if there's any other bit to that, but I found them on Etsy. If I remember everything I said, I'm try and link it all, but if there's nothing in there, forgive me. Yeah, so they're quite nice, and I like my gloves to be quite tight fitting, and they are. So there we go. They're very warm, as you could probably imagine, but they're also a little bit rough. For me, I seem to have pretty sort of sensitive hands. I'm not sure. Anyway, they're obviously both very different. Sort of looking through the gap. They're obviously both a little bit different because it's hand spun, but I enjoy them. Put that back there. I guess while we're talking about hand spun, I have a bag of treasures just here. Not all of this in this bag is hand spun, I will stress. Okay, so I'll start with the oldest stuff that I have in here. This is, ooh, it's got hair on it. Anyway, this is, if I move it out of the frame, this is hand spun from quite a while ago. This is when I first got my wheel. I enjoy the colour, I love it. This wasn't my first, it's one of the first. I don't even remember where I got the fibre for either of these, but so there's that one, and then there's this blue. As you can tell, I'm sort of no nonsense. I've not told you anything about myself other than that I am nerdy and like fibre crafting. I figured that people watching were more likely wanting to see things, and then if they like what they see, I will sort of go with that at the end. So there we go. I'm also sorry that I do keep looking at the screen rather than the camera. It's probably going to be a thing. Also don't know how much editing I'm going to do of this. Probably none. I'm probably just going to try and go. The next thing I have in here is this. Is actually probably my most recent, other than what I have on my wheel, which is actually at my feet right now. This is the most recent thing. So this is Nerdy Fibre, which I got from Siobhan's Crafts. Hi Siobhan. I actually know Siobhan from having guinea pigs as well, and that's how I first knew about her. I sort of, yeah, transitioned into that. Little bit of side note there. Anyway, this is Nerdy, and it was part of a club, the very first fibre club, the Disney Fibre Club, I think it was called, this year, and this was based on The Little Mermaid. This is only a little bit of it. There was also a bat as well, which I have spun up and actually gifted to my mum. So I don't actually have that. But what I decided to do with this was literally just sort of spin it as singles and leave it like that, because it's only 50 grams. So I thought, well, I'll get the most out of it. I have no idea on the yardage. I don't really do that. I'm really bad, probably. I'm sorry, I'm making you cringe. Anyway, I really love the colour. I don't know how that's actually going to look to you. It looks all very washed out on my screen that I'm seeing, but yeah, excuse the ties as well. But yeah, so it is like a gradient, so there's not very much of this purple that you can see there. There's not very much of the purple, but there's quite a lot of that turquoisey green. Turquoisey green. Anyway, yes. Next, some really plain and, I mean, I call it boring, just skeins of white singles merino. The story behind these are that I needed a contrast colour to go with some singles, well, yeah, contrast, complementary, whatever you want to call it, to go with some singles hand-dyed yarn that I had bought, and I couldn't for the life of me find anything either affordable for me and just sort of the right colour, because all of the sort of stuff I could buy wasn't, it was more sort of yellowy tinged than sort of the nice bright white that I like. So as you can tell, this is singles as well. I actually had to put this back through the wheel backwards to untwist it, because I hadn't really done any singles for singles before this, so it was kind of a practice. Actually, I don't know if I can, if it's going to focus. I don't know if you can see that. The tie on this is actually the yarn that I have to go with it. It is caked up at the minute, and hi. You may or may not see that in this podcast. It's actually a little bit further away from me, so I might have to get up and actually do some editing. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, that's just some merino singles. I got this merino single, the fibre for this, from my local market hall, from the shop You Imply, which were at Wonderwall Wales the weekend just gone as I'm recording, which I attended, and will show you my stuff. Yeah, stuff. Anyway, put that to one side. What shall I show next? I think I'll show this next. This is from, if it's, oh, that is actually blank. This is from Elfin Spinning Fibre. As you can see there, it is Corriedale and Rose in the colourway Grey Dusk. It is Corriedale and Rose fibre. It was 115 grams. and there you go, you can get in touch with them if you would like. It was obviously for me overseas, and therefore a little bit more pricey because I had to pay for shipping on it, but I had been like stalking their Etsy store for Ava. I think her name is Tina, I think. Yeah, I had been like stalking that Etsy and her Instagram for ages because all her fibre is absolutely stunning. I think I didn't realise until way too late that she was actually at Wonderwall. I think I've seen bits on Instagram and I think she was at Wonderwall, and I didn't know until too late, and I don't know what she looks like, I'm afraid, so I didn't see her. I would have loved to have said, I had some of your fibre, it was great. This is like, I don't know if you can see how chunky it is. It's pretty chunky fibre. I think it was mainly just because it was that rose fibre in there. I didn't really know what I was doing very well. It's pretty. Dodge out of the way. But I don't know if it is. I mean, I'm growing. I'm not going to say I'm amazing. I'm not going to say I'm bad. I don't think I'm bad. I just think there is room to improve. Talking of, I'm not showing these in any order whatsoever. It's really bad. Talking of room to improve, this, I don't skein. Love the skein. I don't really do pink, but yet here is a lot of pink. I'm going to do that. Move out of the way and hope that it focuses. This is, I know it's merino. I think it's just merino. I think it's superwash merino. As I'm saying it, I'm doubting myself, so I'm ever so sorry. This, I think, is from I'm doubting. I can't remember. Let me have a peek, because I don't want to give the wrong information. Phone. Helpful. I shall put that there to hopefully be focused on while I try and Etsy purchases. This is on the fly and it's going to stay in. There. Is it that one? Or is that still in my bag? It's not. It's not that one. I'm not going to say because I don't know that I would be telling the truth, so I'm not going to. But in either case, I am so pleased with this skein because it is pretty even all around, and I'm pretty happy with that. It's got those like pops of bright blue and some purple, and it's just really pretty. I do remember where this is from. It was fibre that I got again from You and Ply, but I dyed it myself. That was why I can't remember. Yes. Yay to memory. I'm doing it again when I'm looking at the screen and not the camera. I'm so sorry. This is going to be a running thing. I'm sorry. So I actually dyed this. That's why I can't remember where it's from, because it didn't look like this when I originally bought it. But especially because I dyed it, I am really happy. It was because I was trying to get, like, I'll show you, I hate it. It's too brown, I don't, hang on. So I did it because I had bought a Turkish spindle, and here is said Turkish spindle with, there we go. Oh, excuse me, the fibre on it, and this is only a bit of the fibre. The things I'm doing. this is just a bit of the fibre. You might say, oh, it's really pretty. It's got those pink bits. But as you can see, the majority of it is kind of just brown. I don't know. I mean, I dyed it, so I've ruined it. Well, ruined. It's a happy accident. Someone is going to like it, I think. Maybe someone will like it. Anyway, I'll put that back. Right. Where was I? Okay, and this one, rather happily, has the tag on it that came with. Well, it came not quite like this, but you know, I made a tag. It's from, I'm going to get this. It's from the Shepherd's Hut, and as you can see there, it is called Storm Forecast, and it is 100 grams. Oh, sorry, 100 grams of Rambouillet. That is the Etsy shop, I think. Yeah, and it is this gorgeous blue, and again, I'm pretty pleased with how even I managed to spin this. I may or may not take photos and then insert them. If you don't see them, don't be too surprised. But yeah, so that is that. I really like. I discovered that Rambouillet is so squishy and so nice, and I liked it. I actually got this to practice spinning Rambouillet before I tried to do this skein. I'm actually really pleased with that this skein. The singles actually have come out really nice, and they didn't need untwisting like those merino ones did, so that's especially cool. Is there any more? Yes, there's 2 more, I think. So this one is it's sort of like reversed. It's really weird. Anyway, this one is from Wonderful Wool, and that is the information, and it is merino and soybean, and it's really drapey. Like this came up. Sorry, this came up really drapey. It's really difficult to describe. It's kind of, it feels almost heavier, which is really weird. It's not heavier, it's light, but it kind of doesn't, when you compare it, like compare the skein, that is the same amount of fibre. Yeah, you see what I mean? It's kind of, it lays a lot sort of more like normal yarn. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so this is the prettiness. Oh. There we go. That is the prettiness, that is that. So I didn't find that difficult to spin up at all, even with the soybean. Unlike the rose fibre, that seemed to really work, and the colours are really like muted and pretty, and as you may have noticed, these are all sort of one skein wonders that I don't know what I'm going to do with. I actually am thinking, maybe I've had my eye on maybe doing one of the shift patterns, I think. So like the night shift or the cowl version, the shift, I think it's called. I like I said, I am kind of new to the whole knitting thing. So yeah. Last skein in here. The fibre looked really nice, and I think it's what I did with it that makes it so I don't like it. And you might, when you see it, guess why I don't like it. It's kind of brown again. It's a 3-ply. This is my very first 3-ply that I've ever done. It's a traditional 3-ply. It's not chain plied. As you can probably see if I get this close enough. I like all of the individual colours, but I don't know. I think I'm highly thinking of gifting this to someone that might like it more than I do. I don't know. I don't know who would like it more than... It's also... It was my first, like, experience in 3-ply, and it's not any thicker than a lot of stuff. It's probably DK. I don't actually have any tool to measure it on. I think that's in focus, but you can see it's kind of... I wish I knew what sort of weight it was, but I know it's thicker than everything else apart from this. But it's thin, or about the same maybe as this one. I don't know, what would you say? I don't know. Everything else in that bag. Oh no, apart from this. This is handspun that I have used already, so it's only a little mini skein right now. It is 19 micron merino, which was from which was from Bramble Patch again. Same people as the Shetland. However, this is so soft, so soft. I have a pair of fingerless gloves in this as well, and I much prefer wearing these. I was actually wearing them at Wonderwall because it was a bit chilly this weekend. Not like last weekend. My god, last weekend went up to like 22, 24 degrees, which is mad. Again, I'm in England, Britain. I'm in the Midlands area. For those that have gone this far that are still wondering, I don't know, 22 minutes and maybe you've gone. Maybe I'm talking to myself. Well, I am doing that. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I also, reaches, I also included it in this cowl. As you can tell, it's a bit screwed up, I'm sorry. It's recently just sort of had a wash. This cowl I didn't get the pattern from anywhere. It's literally made up. I cast on X amount of stitches and did some ribbing, and then didn't do some ribbing. As you can see, it's just sort of stuck in it, and then but I put some stripes in it. It doesn't go particularly close to me, I guess, but there we go. So this bit at the top here, no, okay, it's at the bottom. This bit at the bottom is where I started. That's with that I've just shown you. And then somewhere about here, I thought, I should probably be winding this up. And I then realised that I didn't have enough of that yarn. This is before I fell about skein. And then I was like, oh no! So I said, Mum, help! I'm running out of that handspun. Is there any purple that sort of matches that colour that I could sort of just finish it up with? And we found something. As you can tell, it's not very different at all. I mean, especially on the camera there. I don't know if it's going to come up any differently, but especially on the camera, it doesn't look very different at all. It is ever so slightly darker. And yeah, I striped it in with the other so that you wouldn't be able to see it especially well. And then out of nowhere, I looked in another bag and I found that yarn, which hilariously would probably have been enough to finish this. But there we go. I'm going to take that off. Anyway, yes. It shouldn't be too far around the corner, so I'm just going to... No! They aren't in there, so I'm going to leave it. Have I got anything else immediately? No. Okay, that's fine. I won't show you like all of the random knits that Got a kind of a bag there with one pair of socks in. I might leave that till next episode. Depends if there'll be a next episode. Anyway, I'm going to like show you what I got from Wonderwall. It is my very, very first sort of yarn wool festival kind of thing that I've ever been to, ever. If I've been to one before, like my mum dragged me to something when I was really little, I don't remember, because I don't remember. Anyway, it's in a really boring just tote bag, like shoulder bag thing. I don't know, I probably used the wrong name. Anyway, so, oh, this bag smells absolutely amazing, because the one stand that I got some of this yarn from had all of their stuff with lavender bags, so it smells of lavender. Anyway, I kind of did a tour of the whole thing before I bought anything. Not intentionally, I didn't intentionally do that at all. I actually, one of these is on the, okay. One of these is, I didn't do that, like, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. So I didn't intentionally wait until I'd gone around a second time to buy anything, but at the same time, I was mindful that I can't afford a lot. This is going to be a running thing. A lot of the time, stuff that I won't get things very often because I don't have the money for it, and that is going to be something quite different to what a lot of the podcasters I see. I won't have an awful lot of new, let's say. I will often sort of find a pattern and then buy specifically for that. If it's actual yarn, sneak, if it's actual yarn, I will buy specifically for a specific pattern, because I don't really have much stash so much. And the same will actually go with fibre. I will buy fibre thinking, right, I want to do this fibre for XYZ, and that's just generally how it goes, because I'm in a tiny flat. I live with my boyfriend and we don't really have a lot of room, so it's a lot of that as well. But anyway, so the first stuff I actually bought was in haul 2. So when we got into haul 2, there was it was a store that had lots of different people's stuff on it, and there was like some buckets nearish the edge of it that were labelled sort of, everything in this bucket is £12, and I was like, ooh, that's sort of slightly more my price range. So I have been sort of, I love singles, as you probably tell. I've been sort of spinning a few singles because I quite like them. I like the way that they take up colour. It's obviously a lot more vibrant because there's only one strand, and it's like well, that's not necessarily true, but you know, I feel like everything that I look at, I'm just like, oh, I like that, and I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's singles. Of course it is. Anyway, I will, without further ado, show you these. If I can show you the one that's the way around. This is from For the Love of Yarn, and you should be able to see the address there to their Etsy store and their online store by the looks. So it is 100 grams of merino single ply sock weight. It says that it is, I presume this one's the same, yeah. Oh, I can actually read it from the back because I'm looking at the front. Smart, I is smart. It says it's 400 metres of it, and it says hand wash only. And the colourway of this one is called Fun at the Fair, which is very my colours. If you've just seen my handspun stuff, it's purples and turquoises and pinks. I don't know that I suit that, but that is what I like. I don't know, I generally tend to wear grey and black and Pokemon stuff, I don't know. Anyway, I bought that along with this sort of pale grey, and it's actually, I'm not going to be able to pick any out, but it almost feels like there's bits of like blue in there. I'm probably imagining it because the colourway is just called silver. It's exactly the same as this, just different colour. I thought that would make quite a nice shawl. Like I said, I'm not doing that side, Martha, that side. I'm not going to be making any huge garments anytime soon. I really want to, but doing that in sort of the yarn I want to do is slightly out of my price range, so I'm kind of hoping at some point to bite the bullet and order online something in a substantial quantity that I can actually do that. But anyway, those are both from For the Love of the Yarn. If that's going to focus again, maybe it will. There we go. Again, that was on a booth that had lots of different things on there. I can't off the top of my head remember anything else on that stall, or that I didn't ask the lady's name. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm fast running out of places to put things. Let's put those up there. Next in my bag of goodies. Should I show the yarn first? I've only got 3 more skeins of yarn. Yes. So these are the ones that smell of lavender because they have little lavender bags on. So, oh no, the skein has come unskein. It's going to be messy. Oh no. So these are all from Rosie's Moments, and you can see the little lavender bag there. I love their tags, for one. That is gorgeous. I can see it following me. There you go. I love their tags, for one. They're absolutely gorgeous, but I'm laughing at myself because it's exactly the same colourways. I may have a thing for these colours, but actually I got these as a trio, but to be fair, they're quite similar. Again, I'm gonna undo this and try and reskein it because it's going to drive my head in. Anyway, oh, you can see it. It's so pretty. It's so speckly. I haven't really got any other speckled yarn at all, so actually this is like, I really enjoy this. Again, it's going to be a shawl, a 3-colour shawl. This actually isn't single ply, so that's why it won't go with that one, because I may be a noob, but I'm pretty sure it's kind of almost a bit of a taboo to, there we go, kind of, I made a mess of my hair doing that, but still, it's kind of a bit of a taboo to mix different sort of plies together and different things. So anyway, there we go. Look at all those specks of colour. It's beautiful, and I really like this one. So I saw this one first and thought, ooh, what can I get to go with that? And I thought immediately, because my brain just does this, as you can see, I thought, ooh, grey. So that's this skein of grey, so I'll put them together so you can see. I had originally picked out a little bit of a darker grey, but the lovely lady on the stall, who I presume is either Rosie or just the person who makes the yarn. I don't actually know. I should spend more time actually asking about the people, but it's really not obvious me being like this now, but I do suffer from anxiety, and a lot of the time I will just sort of want to grab and go. I will have sort of a little bit of a spur of, okay, I'm going to ask a question, but my brain is solely focused on doing that and not anything else. But I asked her and I said, what do you think? And she said, ooh, that might be a bit dark. So she found this paler grey, and it's really nice. Oh, I should have said. It is 4-ply fingering weight. The this one is called Sprinkles, which is very fitting if you ask me. I should hold it closer to me because it's clearly going to focus on my face, so I should come closer and let it focus on my face, but then also have the yarn next to me. How about that? If I look at the camera, that might be better as well. Hi. It is 100 grams, obviously, of 525 metres. It is 75% merino and 25%, sorry, 25% nylon, and it's labelled up as £12.50. But I believe, it being a show, I think she took some money off, like the 50p's maybe, off the price of these. That one's called Sprinkles, and this one's called Grey Skies. I don't know what the one I was going to go with was called, but it was quite a bit darker grey than this. But anyway, this one doesn't drown it out nearly so much, so that's why I went with that one. So the third colour, I don't know if you can see, it's, oh yes, you definitely can. It's a sparkly one. I picked this out because it kind of goes with the purples. Oh, it smells so nice, it's got lavender. This one is called Lavender Blue. Lavender. So yeah, it's got that bits of purple in it as well, which is why it sort of goes, it's got the purple and blues from this, basically, I feel like, anyway. And it's priced up here as £14. It is a 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon and 5% stellina. So yeah, it's got that shiny bit. I thought, oh, that might add, I can't see the camera right now, so I'm hoping that's in focus. I thought that might add some interest with the sparkle as well, but it's not too much. It's like, it's very subtle sparkle, it's not like overtaking anything. So I don't really know a pattern for this yet. I have a pattern on my computer right now. Sorry, I was covering my mouth then. On my computer right now, that is a shawl pattern for 5 colours, but that is DK weight 5 colours, and I'm thinking maybe I will 425, 400, and 425. So it's like over 1,200 yards. If the yardage is about the right, I might sort of do a 3 colour of that shawl. I can't, because I'm just doing this off the top of my head, I don't remember a lot of things. But the shawl, I know, in fact it won't be difficult at all, because I sent this to my mum and said, ooh, I like this pattern. It's called Raspberry Field and it's by Jana Markova. I think it popped up, I'm going to try and show you it on my phone. It's clever. I will probably have inserted a picture right there as I did that, if I'm clever. But yeah, it's really, really pretty, and it almost, when you look at the picture, it almost feels like 3 colours, because there's sort of a pink, a white-ish, and then the sort of turquoise teal colour at the end of this particular. It's probably really bad shown on my phone, but you know what I mean. It kind of almost looks like 3 colours, so I think actually it might work. It might work. And it's a free pattern, so if you liked that pattern, go ahead and find it. It's called Raspberry Field by Jana Markova. It says it was, like I said, it's actually in DK in DK weight yarn, but yeah, it actually says yardage is up to 1,200 yards, and that is in DK, obviously, so you don't get quite as much in each skein as you do fingering weight. So actually, that kind of works out. So I'm pretty much going to say I'm going to do that. Yeah. So what's left in my bag is fibre. So the first sort of fibre place I actually saw while I was there was Cat and Sparrow. I'm pretty sure I'd stumbled across their Etsy store before now. It's not on here, but I'm pretty sure if you just type Cat and Sparrow in, you should be able... I've moved further away from the camera. Oh no, spinning wheel, careful. Don't take all of my fibre. I might show you it in a minute. I might. Anyway, and they had... It's going to focus on my face again. I'm sorry. Move over here. So the problem is if I move over here, then I can't see what I'm doing so well. I'm sorry. Anyway, it's this gorgeous sort of cream colour with these sort of hits of this plum purple, pinky. It's so pretty. It is 50% organic. Oh, merino, and 50% tencel. As you can see, it's £10.50. I don't know what the translation is that in dollars. I'm sorry for anyone watching from the States. But it's... I really just like this. Something about it spoke to me. So I got it. I was like, I really want it, so I got it. And I felt like I'm going to this kind of fibre show. Why not get something you just want? Because I don't get to go to them a lot. So, and it was my first. So I thought, why not? And Spin City was also there. So I thought, I've got to get something from Spin City. I've never seen them before. Like in person, in real life. I know they go to quite a few of these places and have their amazing stand-up. But I've never seen it before. And you won't be surprised that it's this colour. How pretty. It actually has the smallest amount of stellina in there. This gorgeous braid. It doesn't have a tag or anything, but it's gorgeous. I don't know if these colours even work for me, but I just enjoy them, and that is the main thing about what we do, isn't it? Isn't it? As long as you enjoy it. Yes. So I guess if you made it this far, then you probably are now asking, okay, tell us a little bit more about you. Maybe you are, maybe you're just like, shut up, just keep doing the fibre stuff. Probably that. Anyway, like I said, my name is Martha. I am 27. I live in West Midlands of the UK in England. I'm right close to the Welsh border, the northern sort of part of it, sort of stone's throw. Kind of, a little bit, not really. Anyway, I got all of my sort of crafty and fibre stuff from my mum. I've been spinning for, I must have had my wheel for about 4 years, maybe. I've not done, I haven't used it. I went through about 2.5 years of not using it for a long time, just because life, you know. I moved out from my parents finally and now live with my boyfriend, and that's sort of the be all and end all of it really. A lot of stuff changed, and sort of getting used to all of the new stuff as you do, and yeah, so just sort of here now, and I thought, oh, I'll try doing this podcasting malarkey and see if that works out. Sort of winding this stuff on as I'm talking to you. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say about me. Maybe that could be a thing you write in the comments. That might work. Show me that people are listening, and have a sort of Q&A. Do you want to ask some questions? Why I keep looking not at the camera? I'm sorry, it's probably never going to correct itself. I'm probably always going to look at the screen rather than the camera, but I will keep trying. It's because I kind of always want that validation that I am looking at the right place. Anyway, enough about that. Anyway, yes. I have been rambling for 43 minutes almost. So for the first episode, I think I'll leave it there. included an awful lot of stuff. So maybe this was good, maybe it wasn't, I don't know. We'll see how many people will actually watch, how many people find this. Anyway, I hope wherever you are having a lovely week, and I will maybe see you next time. Goodbye!